The more you ask a dog to do something and then they just walk away at their terms, the more you're gonna keep taking steps back in your relationship.
And she just will act out all the time when I'm home.
Obviously the reactivity, the barking
Yes.
to new people and different things, right?
Yes.
What else?
My sister got a puppy. She was totally fine with her for the first month, and then something changed and she started acting out towards the puppy.
What age was she when she started to get a little weird with the puppy?
It was like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, is she fixed?
Is that the problem? Okay.
We have this whole collection of information, basically from dogs getting to a certain point in their lives when they're intact.
Yep.
It's like clockwork. That's why I
Okay.
did that with you.
Yep.
What age?
Yep.
Boom. Okay, she fixed. It's like every time.
Okay.
Literally every time. If she was like 3, I wouldn't have even asked that question.
Okay.
Or if she was 4 or whatever.
Yep.
But it's, she's just turned 1, and then all of a sudden, recently, we stopped liking X. And it's like literally this variable that funnels always down into the dog being intact.
Okay.
Not to say that if your dog is intact, it always happens, but to say that these variables that pop up, these behaviors that pop up, typically are funneled right towards that.
Okay. So the other side of it is that she's totally fine with my husband, would not do any of this if he was here, which is part of the reason why he's not here.
Right.
But with me, she's like this. I call it defiant at home because I don't know what else to call it. But if I will tell her something, she'll stare at me and bark. Or if she recently she started acting like she was like a new puppy, like digging in plants in the house and chewing on things that she shouldn't be chewing on, and stuff that she knows she should not do. And she just will act out all the time when I'm home, which has been consistent.
Sit. Good.
Since when she was a puppy. When she went through heat, she mellowed and she wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
And then now on the other side, it's like gone back to that.
Yeah.
Clearly very anxious.
Yeah.
She has she's chewed some of the fur off on the back of her back legs.
Okay. Hey, leave it. It's something that happens, and I think people are taken back by all of a sudden, I don't have a puppy anymore, I have an adult dog.
Yeah. So we waited to get her fixed because our vet recommended waiting to a year so that she could fully develop. Do you recommend fixing them before they hit heat?
No, I like that idea of having them fully mature.
Okay.
That's what I've done with all of my dogs.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that that's why there is this behavioral change, because you had a baby and now it's a grown-up.
Yep.
And you're seeing the same dog, but inside and up here is
Yeah.
not the same dog.
Sure.
So that's where dog owners, I think, get confused. They're like, oh shit, all of a sudden we don't like boom, or we do this, or we're doing this, and you're confused and you're like, I don't understand. What's going on? All of a sudden, right? I mean, this is like famous words, right? And it's always that maturity mark.
Okay.
So as long as you know about it, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
It becomes less of a big deal for you, because then it's not all of a sudden or out of nowhere. You're like, oh, that makes sense. We went from young girl to mature adult dog girl. It makes my job easier knowing that she is only like this with you, because that means we only have to work on you. That's it. I want to see what her basic obedience looks like. I want to see what she knows. And then that way we can calibrate where we need to go from here.
Beside. Thea, beside. Thea, sit. Sit. Good, sit. Thea, down. Down. Thea, down. Thea, down. Good, down. I'm not gonna try to make her stay. She will for Cody, won't for me.
Okay. Do a little calibration with her. I'm just gonna get her attention. Come on. Thea, come. Good girl. Thea, come. Yes, good. Nope. Come. Good. Thea, come. Good. Come. My goal by doing this is to teach her to pay attention to me and to calm her down, but I want to really get her to look at me and then go, okay, what do you want me to do? That's what you need to do. Because right now she is acting the same for me as she does with you, which is good for me to see. But I'm gonna teach you how to regain that attention and that engagement.
Okay.
Thea, come. Good job. Nice. Good. Good. Thea, come. Good. Thea, come. Good. Nice. Good. Come. Good. The heel command again is one more time.
Beside.
Beside. Okay. Thea, beside. Ah. Good. Beside. Good. Beside. So she's still not really beside. Good. Beside. Good. Beside. Good. Beside. So good. Sit. Nice sit. Good girl. Okay, free. Good job. Good job. So when we do a tune-up, essentially it's, say the dog is out here, right? And the goal is to tighten and tighten and tighten things up. And it's good for your overall obedience on the leash, but it's better for your relationship because you want your dog to be somewhat mindful of where you are. Oh, you turned, I should go with you. Oh, you turned the other way, I should go with you there. That creates that engagement, that creates that focus, that creates that leadership from you. And that's really what we're doing here at a very small little scale. So there was one correction I gave over here where I was walking and essentially she just drifted off and she's supposed to be working. So the beside command is her heel command to say, hey, I need you at my heels. So when I turn, she should come with me when we're working. Okay, free. That quick little pop that I did, she then goes whoop, and then she slid into place. And then after that, all I had to do was turn, and then she was paying attention to me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The more you ask a dog to do something and then they just walk away at their terms, the more you're gonna keep taking steps back in your relationship. Like dogs come in that make her look, when she's reactive, like not that reactive. And it's all the same stuff. She's anxious right now because she's like, what do we, I drove a long way and why are we here and what are we doing? And which is normal. And we're gonna work her to kind of get some of this energy out here in a little bit, but she's looking at you like, do I have to? And most times you're like, not really, you really don't. We don't have like a behavioral issue. We don't have a overly stressed, holy crap, we don't have a mess.
Okay.
Normally we get messes, right?
Yep.
So what we need to do is we need to take her, say, hey, pay attention. Okay, break. Pay attention. Okay, break. And that's what we need to do with her to make her happier, less stressed, less anxious. So I'm just creating some engagement with her. Good girl, nice work. Good girl. Good, nice, good. Down. Good, down. Okay, free. Good girl. When you were asking her to down earlier, I would have just given her pressure down. So don't give her pressure up.
Okay.
Because it's a correction, it's not terrible, but I think she would have went into a down if you gave her a little pressure down.
Okay.
And don't ask her 4 or 5 times.
Yep.
It would have been, Thea, down. Good, down. Hold them accountable immediately.
Okay.
You say down, she's like, mm-mm. And you don't have to like slam her, you just give her a little pressure to let her know. Because if you ask her to do something and she's like, make me, and then you ask her again, make me. So you did that like 4 or 5 times, and that's where she's gonna go, With recall, beds, gardens, barking, she's just like, be gone.
Good, leave it.
I would, yeah, it's good. Anytime
Leave
she
it.
does this, same thing. Here,
leave
let
it.
me see the leash. So you'd go, Thea, come. Good, come. And you just pull her back in the opposite direction. Okay, free. It's less likely for her to react if she's not facing the dog. But if she's facing the dog and you're continuing to work that way and that way, she's gonna be more reactive that way.
Okay.
Now I'd go back towards me.
Thea, come.
There. Now just put her into a sit.
Thea, sit. So,
Yes, so I would have changed the positioning, and it's hard to, let me see her for a second. So she just wants to know what Kaysen's doing with the treats over there, which is, again, I think it's fair. So what I would have done, she's gonna wanna curl around and sit.
Yep.
Use your leash, slide her around.
so it's okay to let her look over there, but it has to be, I said so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what she did before is you said come, and she's like, okay. And then she basically face palmed you and was like this. You just have to handle her and communicate her with the leash. Don't be afraid to kind of power steer her around a little bit.
Thea, come.
Good, now get her to sit next to you.
Sit.
Walk forward to straighten her out. There, boom.
Sit.
Perfect, see? See how
Good
your
sit.
body,
Yep.
like you were kind of kinked up like this and she couldn't really sit because you were all kinked. And you just, all you do is you rock forward a little bit to straighten her out. Boom. And then do it again the other way. Yeah, that looks much better. Good. Good place. Good. Ah, good. So using my body. Place. Okay, free. Good. Anytime she looks at you or she's engaged like this, even though it's for the food right now, you would just look at her and tell her good. Just let her know like, hey, this is, because that's what we're trying to work on.
Yeah. Free. Good, free.
Good.
Girl.
Nice. And then you can pay, so good place.
Good.
Good, just give her some love. Yep, there you go. Come back towards me. I want you to have this invisible line at your heels. And she keeps kind of poking forward. And I don't want you to have to keep doing this. So work that way and back and try to, basically when you're walking, you have like an invisible line. And when she crosses that invisible line, you're trying to catch her before her shoulders get past that. So you'll kind of just snap back. Try not to pull back because it just doesn't do anything. You just try to keep her there and then break. So you're basically trying to walk forward and then boom, boom. And then if she does good, then you can throw the toy and break her.
Okay. Beside. Good beside.
Good. Much better. Back this way.
Good girl. Beside.
Good. And then slow down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Now stop. Good. And then break. You can.
Thea, free.
There you go.
Get. Thea, come.
Nice.
Good, come.
Good.
Thea, come.
Nice.
Good, come.
I would say that intact dogs are naturally more inclined to be suspicious of all the different smells. I don't know what it is. Like I told you yesterday, there's hormones and there's things that are going off in an intact dog that are different from other dogs. Like other dogs may come out and not care about all these smells as much. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because she reminds me of an intact male, where they're like obsessed with like who was here, why were they here, how long were they here for, where are they now, where did they go? And it's like overload, right? That cot's had 100 different dogs on it, you know? So that's what I'm just actually thinking of that now, that's probably one of the other reasons why she is distracted and or always engaged into other things, because she is intact. So when you're handling her, that's part of the reason why she's constantly looking for something else, is because like if you brought an intact male out here, that's what they would do. Nose on the ground, sniffing, 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 peeing, marking, sniffing, 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 pushy, pushy, pushy. Like they immediately have to just check everything out. Not all of them, but most of them, especially shepherds. So that's why I just was like, maybe that's part of it too.
Thea, come. Good, come. Good girl. Beside.
Yep, good.
Good.
Just keep that momentum going. Good.
Good. Leave it. Come.
Pop, yep.
Good, come.
So
good
perfect.
girl.
So working on a little bit of leave it correction, working on a little bit of a recall. And then do a little stop and go to get her with you. There you go. Yep, more of that. And just kind of feel her out. And just kind of get used to just walking around other dogs. Good. And then just turn back that way.
Yeah, beside.
Good, and keep
Good
walking. Good
beside.
job.
Good
Nice
girl.
work. Keep going. Good. Much better. And then back this way.
Thea, beside.
Nice work.
Good, beside.
Nice.
Good girl.
And we'll just stop and then we'll ask her to sit.
Sit.
Good.
sit.
And then hold. Perfect. That was really good. So walking forward with confidence, turning, sitting. She's listening. She's engaged. She's also looking at the dogs, which is nice because we don't want her to not look. We want her, the point of it is to look and not react.
Yep.
So this is really great. So I'll have the,
Sit.
there you go. Nice
Good
work.
sit.
Good. And then draw back recall.
Thea, come.
Nice.
Good, come. Good girl.
And then just slow down and let's just stop and just let her soak. You don't even have to ask her to sit. Just get into better positioning. There you go. There you go. Perfect. So this is, yeah, there you go. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Very good. You want to have like this, almost this hybrid approach of do whatever you want, but don't react,
Yep.
but also pay attention. And that's where your break and then your work comes in, because we want her to desensitize to the fact that there's 2 dogs that she hasn't seen before that are actively moving, working around her, and she's just thinking, like we talked about yesterday.
Yep.
Reaction would be, holy shit, what do I do? This is, and then now she's like, hey, what are they doing? Why are they over there? Good, and then I would just pull her back and do a little OB, all obedience. Good.
Good.
See, she's almost more interested in all the other dogs that were here versus the 2 dogs that are standing there. It is not Dogs by Tom, it is Humans by Tom. And if you guys go home and decide not to work or you decide to lack off, that's totally fine, but just know that that's your own thing. So just remember that you guys have to continue to work, and I'm gonna give you everything you need to go out and be successful, and I feel like that's what we've accomplished. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click here to subscribe to my channels to see more videos just like this.